conversations I had with the White House. We asked for federal resources. I mean, you're putting a federal problem on our laps, and you know what? It gets old after a while. I wish you would just do your job.
If your party actually would do the job.
Hey, she said it. She said what we're all thinking. I mean, hell, we're screaming it at this point. Hey, Byron Donalds. Can I call you Byron? Hey, Byron, do your job. You worry about everybody else's problem. You worried about everybody else's situation. You worry about everybody else's pockets. Handle your business. And this right here is a prime example of why I hate politics. Yes, I know it's my slogan. I know it's the name of this channel, but that comes from a sincere place in my heart. Like, this is something that I truly believe and understand. And I hate it because a part of it is, for some weird reason, politics used to be like a nerdy thing, you know, but now it's like we have individuals who become elected officials, and most of these politicians are looking to go viral instead of looking for solutions, instead of looking for problems in any given area or situation and looking to fix that. But no, we have actors. We have performative actors as elected officials that's supposed to be serving their community, serving their constituents, and they're not doing that, or they're doing very little. They're doing more Twitter fingers than actually solving like the basic necessities that everyday Americans struggle, go through. And it's frustrating. And we didn't vote for celebrities, or we didn't vote for these individuals to become popular, to have their viral moments, and to, you know, have their 15 minutes of fame. You are a public servant. That's it. You know, so before we get into Byron Donalds, you know, his whole charades here, let's get some things clear, okay? Now, on this channel, we deal with facts. We deal with data. We deal with statistics. Now, I understand a lot of statistics can't, you know, comprehend or express how Americans feel. I understand that. You know, when some Democrats are trying to tell voters, like, statistically, we are doing better in the economy, but we didn't feel it in our wallets. We didn't feel it in our bank account. So I understand the difference there. But when it comes to cold, hard facts, okay, it doesn't care about your feelings. I get that. So when we're talking about illegal immigrants or documented immigrants, when it comes to crime, simple. This is an easy Google search away. This, you can Bing it if you want to. You can Yahoo this if you really want to. If you don't trust Google, I get you. I get it. This is simple. Legal immigrants have consistently been less likely to be incarcerated than native-born Americans, a trend stable over time. It's like 30 to 60%. And it's on a decrease. And when it comes to sanctuary cities and some of the public service that they get, for example, calling 911, illegal or documented immigrants should feel safe to call 911 if there's an issue anywhere, not just with them. They can call 911 for assistance, or if something is going wrong, and not fear of being deported or being found out. That might be important. If you getting robbed and there's an illegal immigrant walking by your house and they see something wrong, you don't want them to be like, I don't want to call 911 to help you out because I'm going to get in trouble. That's pretty common sense. When it comes to shelters, everybody deserves to at least have some basic sheltering. And no, illegal immigrants are not getting mansions. They're not getting a mansion with a beachfront next to the Kardashians or something. No, that is a lie. When it comes to Medicare, medical care, that should be something served to anybody, legal, illegal, and anything in between. But when it comes to our systems today, undocumented illegal immigrants cannot get Medicaid. They cannot get Medicare. They need documentations for that. And they call them undocumented for a reason. So if you're undocumented, how you getting documented medical care? It doesn't make sense. That's not how that works. But we have individuals lying just to put on a show. And that is why I hate politics. If you're going to argue your point, argue upon the facts and the data. Don't just make up fear-mongering rhetoric just to kind of scare people. But once again, don't let them lie to you. Don't let them fool you. America has plenty of resources to go around. Yes, they do. Just look at the numbers. But once again, hey, let's go to Byron Donalds, our favorite, black token in the Republican Party, lying and making a mockery of politics and exactly what this government should not be doing. Do your job. That's simple, which he's about to get checked. Hey, and before we get into the video, I have shirts for sale. Yes, you can get yourself a progressive shirt today. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the video.
Yields back, Chair, and I recognize Mr. Donalds from Florida.
Thank you, Chairman. To piggyback off my colleague, Governor Pritzker, how much does the state of Illinois spend on illegal immigration every year?
Again, illegal immigration, that's a federal responsibility. They could tell how much is wasted as a result of their failures.
Governor, don't you keep track of how many people are on your Medicaid rolls, how many people who are illegal immigrants in the state of Illinois who are getting actually benefits in your state? Doesn't your government keep track of that?
They don't get Medicaid in Illinois or any state as far as I know.
Governor Pritzker, you do not keep...
Hey, he's going to try to reframe his question and is still going to have the same answer. Like we said before, undocumented illegal immigrants do not get Medicare. They do not get Medicaid. You need documentation for that. If you don't have it, how you gonna get it? But he's in a position of power, right? That's the funny part about it.
Keep track of any public service dollars in the state of Illinois that goes to illegal immigrants or goes to people in your state who are not legal residents of the United States and of the state of Illinois. You don't keep track of that.
We absolutely keep track of our budget. We're very closely, and in fact, it's been balanced for 7 years in a row, unlike the Republican before me. Yeah.
It's interesting. I noticed that in the state of Illinois, you guys don't really keep track of your money, because I asked your mayor in Chicago similar question about a month ago, and he didn't have an answer. It was quite interesting. I think this might be an Illinois problem. Governor Hochul, in your state,
how is it that their budget has been balanced for the past couple of years, but they don't keep track of their money? It's like he didn't even hear what he said. He just had his talking point ready. Like he rehearsed that in the mirror the night before. Like, I'm just going to say this, not giving a damn what he's going to say before. I'm just going to say it because I want my 15 minutes. Okay, got you. Okay, here's your 15 minutes right here.
You are spending about roughly $4 billion on illegal immigration. And at the same time, you are actually asking the federal government for $4 billion to finish Penn Station. Don't you think it would be better to stop funding illegal immigrants in your state and actually use those resources to finish Penn Station as opposed to coming to the federal government for the money?
Penn Station is owned by Amtrak, not by the state, so it's an appropriate use of their dollars, and Donald Trump has agreed to spend upwards of $7 billion. I appreciated that very much. What we spend on immigrants.
Hey, that's kind of funny. And I looked that up. Once again, you can learn a lot of things. Not everything. Some things you got to actually dig a little deeper to understand, to get a real sense of what, the deeper things. But a lot of things you can just Google. And she's right. Byron, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're talking about nothing. There's your answer. Not a damn thing.
The immigrants who are here hardworking to live a life and working on our farms and taking care of our parents in nursing homes and taking care of our children, they have been coming here for 400 years. And we don't keep track of individuals based on their status. We make sure that people have services so we don't end up with an unexpected.
So essentially what you're telling me is that you keep no track of money that is going to people who are not legal in the United States, resources that are taken away from New Yorkers, resources that are taken away from Illinoisans. You guys do not keep track of any of this.
You know what's really challenging is that many people came here with legal status. I mean, temporary protective status, 300,000.
Do you
all of a sudden they wake up one day and it's
do you
gone.
go along with the strategy from the Biden administration, which massively expanded immigration protocols that overwhelmed your city and overwhelmed your state? Do you agree with that?
We call for secure borders. We call for this body to
I
do
never
its
remember
job.
you calling for secure borders at
No,
all, Governor
we certainly
Hochul.
have.
That
We
doesn't
certainly
sound
have.
like him to my memory.
Many conversations I had with the White House. We asked for federal resources. I mean, you're putting a federal problem on our laps, and you know what? It gets old after a while. I wish you would just do your job.
If your
here.
party
Damn.
actually would
Pass
do the
meeting-
job.
Hey, she said it. She said what we're all thinking. I mean, hell, we're screaming it at this point. Hey, Byron Donalds. Can I call you Byron? Hey, Byron, do your job. You worry about everybody else's problem. You worried about everybody else's situation. You worry about everybody else's pockets. Handle your business and let other states do what they need to do. You are a Republican representative of Florida. How are you to tell a Democratic politician, senator, mayor, governor, whatever the case is, how to govern their city, their state, their district? They got voted because the constituents wanted their leadership. If they wanted Byron Donalds, they would have voted for a Byron Donalds, which they can't, but you get the point. So once again, do your job and stop worrying about everybody else's.
Job of securing the nation the way President Trump has now had to do twice, we wouldn't be in this predicament. Wouldn't you agree? Do you agree or disagree that securing the nation's borders is the job of the President of the United States? President Trump has done that job twice now.
Well,
And previous Democrat presidents have not done that job. Wouldn't you agree with that?
this has been a problem that's been in place since I was a young staffer here on Capitol Hill. We worked on immigration, and Ronald Reagan signed amnesty for 3 million people.
You know, it's
to
interesting
get
you bring up
situations.
Reagan's amnesty in '86. You know, part of that deal was to actually build border wall and secure it, but the Democrat Party refuses to build border wall. You oppose it every single time. Is that your position? Do you now support border walls,
There
Governor
has
Hochul?
been many times when bipartisan legislation is presented to this body and people just walk away from it. They refuse to do the hard work of governing like governors like us have to do every single day. When I leave here, I'm going to go home and govern a state. I'm not going to tweet about this experience because I have too much work to do taking care of New Yorkers. And
You're
keeping
really
them
not doing
safe.
a good job.
Hey, she said, hey, Byron. Oh, I'm going to black-splain this, okay? She said, hey, Byron, I ain't got time for this here. I got a job to go to right after this. Unlike you, I ain't got time to spend on Twitter, be like, oh, look at what I said, to the lady. No, I got business to handle. And that's how it should be. And it's weird because they seem to have forgotten through Biden's administration that they actually tried the whole bipartisan thing that was actually led by Republican leaders. Might I remind you of somewhat trying to solve the issue of immigration. But what happened? I mean, I know it seemed like it was like 10, 20, 30 years ago, but it wasn't. And Kamala Harris, and I just was reminded of this a few days ago. She was on camera. I think this was like maybe her first like month, 2 months in as vice president. She was speaking to illegal immigrants wanting to come to the U.S. And she looked in the camera and said, "Do not come here. Do not come here." So once again, what is this whole entire premise of Democrats just want open borders and we just want millions and millions and millions of people to come? Once again, like, we can have that conversation because I you know, I'm progressive. I think we should have a easier access for immigrants in the way that Trump is doing it now is not solving the problem. He's just holding it off. That's not solving the problem. So can we like be honest for a few minutes? Byron, hey, I hope you're watching. I hope you're still watching. Buy a shirt, Byron. Go ahead.
Job, Governor Hochul, because a lot of New Yorkers are actually coming into my state. In Florida, many of them, they come all the time because they actually want to come to a state that is well run, that protects citizens, does not allow illegal aliens to victimize citizens like they are victimized in the state of New York, like they are victimized in the state of Illinois, like they are victimized in the state of Minnesota. They choose states like Florida and Texas to find safer places to live and raise their families. Hold on, Governor Hochul. We've had enough time.
Didn't we just look at crime rates when it comes to legal and even illegal immigrants? You have a bigger chance of getting harassed or criminalized against a U.S. citizen than you are an undocumented or even documented immigrant. I'm just saying. The statistics, you can't lie. You can't look at the numbers and say the numbers are lying to you. But once again, hey, what do I know? Huh?
Rates are much
Governor
lower
Waltz,
than
you've been
yours.
sitting over
Much
there pretty
lower.
quiet. I got a question for you.
I love to talk. Thank you, Congressman.
Fair enough. You said earlier that the ICE agents under the orders of President Trump are a modern-day Gestapo. Mm-hmm. Do you realize how disgusting a phrase that is, considering the history of Nazi Germany? Would you like to recant that statement?
What I said, Congressman, and I have a long history of supporting law enforcement, I said President Trump was using them as his modern-day Gestapo, not identifying who you are, coming up in unmarked vans, taking people away and giving...
Is it the responsibility of ICE to actually deport illegal aliens in the United States who are here? Isn't that their responsibility?
Yes, it is, Congressman, except that the Constitution is not an inconvenience. It's not an either-or.
Nobody
You
said
can
an
do your
inconvenience.
job and
He have a
practice due
responsibility to deport illegal aliens, and the
Through due
president is
process.
going through that process right now.
We are
And
not
let's be very clear, the previous administration, they abused every process there is under border laws to allow more than 10 million people into the country illegally. And this is a burden on all Americans. And so the president is doing his job. So it is sick.
A burden. It's a burden on the American people, while our government is continuously pouring money into our military so we can like just have these continuous wars, right? Continuously pour money into the top, 2%, 1% of Americans, continuously giving them tax breaks. Oh, but undocumented people who are just looking for a better life, oh, they're a burden on us, right? How much was Trump wanting to spend on this Golden Dome? Go ahead and look that up. I did a video about it. Come on, let's be honest here. And this whole Gestapo thing, oh man, it was Nazi Germany. You guys facilitated, you guys worked with an individual called Elon Musk, who literally twice live in front of millions of people doing a Nazi salute. So I'm sorry if Mr. Waltz called them Gestapo while someone in your administration is doing a Nazi salute. I'm just a little confused there. Okay.
To refer to Americans who are ICE agents as Gestapo. Governor, you're wrong. You need to apologize to these agents. They're doing their jobs. They are Americans. They serve this country with honor and decency and respect.
Honor, decency, and respect. So kidnapping people, not giving them due process, not telling them their rights, that's decency? That's respect? They're hiding their face. Hey, let's go full screen here. Cause he's already done talking. Hey, thank you for watching. They are hiding their face for a reason. Now we can get into the whole conversation of ICE. And I honestly, in my opinion, I think ICE should be abolished. There is no reason why we need an institution like ICE. But that's a whole nother conversation. They are hiding their face because they know that they're doing things that are illegal. Oh yes, illegal. That's why they're hiding their face. Police officers don't hide their face. And their job is pretty dangerous, right? I mean, ask the police officers that lost their life on January 6th. Hey, bitch, you forgot that, huh? So once again, we need to stop trying to be so performative, and Democrats do that too. Hey, come on now. Stop being so performative and start trying to find solutions. If you have a problem with immigration, look at the numbers and come up with a humanitarian solution. Just saying no one can come in here is not a solution. You're just holding off the problem, putting it off until the next president comes in. That's all you're doing. That's not a solution. But once again, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below or hit that blue sky link in the description down below so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy.